It is 11:15. We are here watching the last two episodes. It is Thunder and Lightning, and for some reason, I thought that would work really well. We are at the resolution part. I almost said they were resolute when I think they kind of were much early on. I really hope now that they've spoken about issues they faced and how they felt, it's a coming together moment. I feel like we're getting that, and this season has been very strong. They were able to delve into why there were issues and how they felt, and showing the outcome from that, plus building up slowly the care that they always had. I thought Chiyu crying while he had what we call a mobile, so cell phone in his hand, looking at the memories showed you just truly how much he cared and how much of a surface he puts on his, because of that whole introverted nature, he comes across as very stoic, cold, and as if he doesn't care when he's by himself, he can let out these emotions. I think these last two episodes, as they are the longest, there's so much that's going to be involved in this, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm sad that it's ending tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, if you want early or full reaction, please head on to my Patreon. I will leave a link in the description box below. Or is this him leaving? It's hard to let go when you know there's so much worth fighting for. But how much can you fight for something where you feel like your energy has been taken away? Look at me, I'm a poet.
네, 아빠.
There's things going on. No, you're not okay. Yeah, it's a parent thing. It's making him feel guilty for him being sick. Oh wow, do you like how the blame comes because of his celebrity status? Yeah, well, I'm sorry, you don't get to decide. He has to choose his own path.
촬영 가야 돼요. 끊을게요. 너무 신경 쓰지 말고.
That was a really sad. Yes, I'm pausing. That was a really sad look into his life. He's spoken about his parents before, and we know that they haven't had the best relationship, and it's a very hard thing because it's your parent. It's someone that if you're close to your parents, you know they've sacrificed things for you. That's what parents are supposed to do, but they're supposed to also be caring and guide you. And unfortunately, in this moment, the father. It was sad, wasn't it? It's as if his life decisions impacted them so much, but it's always this blame. It's always this blame that we see be put on the kids. Why? I needed to hear you ask how your son was. That should be one of the first things you do when you speak to someone. Is how are you doing? You want to know how someone's doing if you actually care about them, and instead, the father was making it about him and the mother, and you really do understand why Sojin is the way he is and why he's clingy when you don't have an upbringing where probably possibly love, wasn't at the forefront. I don't know, food for thought. Oh, handheld camera again. Notice how they're doing that? Is he? Oh, is it the crying? Oh, look at him. His eyes are closed. Like he looks so sad.
전화를 안 받는데 혹시 거기 있냐?
Oh, you want to find out if he's there.
서울 올라간 거 아니야?
우리한테 내일 온댔는데.
It feels like a worrying time, doesn't it? Because where is he? Did he throw his phone away? Is he escaping? Wow. That guy has put an act.
거기서 뭐하노?
뭐하노? 추운데 밖에서.
There was a lot going on. I really love the handheld camera movement, plus Ji in a state of distress. I'm guessing this is after the cry, almost as if he's a bit delirious. So that was interesting because he kind of came out of the house. It didn't seem like he knew where he wanted to go. Maybe he was having his moment to escape, just even being in the house. To then the phone call, to then that director. And props to the writers and the actor for really making this director realistic to a degree, but also just such a slime ball. Notice how to set the narrative, they have to downplay Sojin as a person. If they put him on a pedestal, they treated him like this. We never saw that. And that's what's fascinating, is watching the mechanics behind what goes on to then when you see the lies that are spread by people or sources, as when you read and stuff. Usually, from what someone told me, he was doing journalism, a source is rarely a close friend. It's they make up. That's why they have to say sources, because they have to make something up, unless someone actively tells them. But yeah, this director, what a scumbag. And now I'm wondering, what's going to happen to Kansugen? Will he just kind of leave acting behind? Because these rumors are damaging, and you imagine the same-sex rumors coming out in a society that doesn't accept that. I'm rambling.
혹시 강서준 봤어?
아까 봤는데.
언제?
That was earlier then.
어디 간단 말 없었어?
Oh, he's desperate.
한주랑 등산 가봤냐던데.
That's
너
interesting.
가봤냐고 물었다고?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
그래서 용진산 다닌다 그랬지.
왜? 야, 차도 없는 거 보니까 서울 갔는갑지?
No, maybe he's gone to the mountain.
치킨.
Oh no, take the fried chicken. Take the food.
한지우 먹는다 했으면 큰일 날 뻔했다. 한 마리밖에 없는데.
좀 너무한 거 알까?
I love these two so much.
이미 늦었으니까.
She's so sneaky.
그냥 우리 딸랑구 많이 먹으라고 하는 기지. 그 물렁도가 맛있는 게 나이 다.
There's no need to talk to your daughter like, even if she's a kid, she's very grounded to a degree when she talks. I love these so much. They're so much fun.
무슨 일이길래?
Yeah.
그냥 막.
Yeah, that actor did such a good job, just in desperation. Oh, is this from your conversation earlier?
5년이면 내가 이길 줄 알았는데. 정이
Win?
이길 줄 알았는데.
Okay, that makes sense.
내가 졌다. 한지우 때문에 악착같이 공부하고 열심히 노력했는데.
To forget. That's not how it works.
노력해서 돌아오려고 얼마나 했었는데.
But he's not what? He didn't want you.
때문인 게 중요하나. 우리가 이만큼 여기까지 와 있는 게 중요하지.
Yeah, don't do it for someone else, do it for you.
울지 마라.
So did she want him back, or just to show that she had been successful when he sees her years later? Because clearly he wants someone else.
아이고, 바짝 익혔네.
Oh, he poked through him.
한번 뜨겁게 달군 다음에
뚜껑 닫고 불 끄면 반숙처럼.
아 됐어 말하지 마. 지적 안 하기로 했잖아.
Another problem, but it is his job.
안 할게.
But I can imagine being with someone such a fantastic cook, they would criticize and it would be
건강이 좋아.
frustrating. They really did love one another. They do love one another.
디코드. 해봐 알려줬잖아. D G.
Notice how we're going through nicer memories. As the show's gone on,
해보자.
they're going through happier memories that they had with one another. Even if there's slight issues, there's nicer memories. I need to get a guitar. They've got nice smiles. Yeah, again, have you noticed the memories are these memories are much nicer than any other memories we've had in any of the other episodes.
참 고집이 있어. 정해놓고
My
입어.
That was really nice. Nice little interlace of the song. And probably they shot a whole bit with this to interlace it into just the other scenes, which is really nice. Bed hair. Shave it together. That seems to be a staple for certain couples, same-sex male couples.
그래서 하고 싶은 말이 뭔데?
그니까 내가 하고 싶은 말을. 말해. 내 눈을 보고 말해.
Oh, he seems so nervous practicing with him. It's so adorable. He's cutting into his lines.
지우야, 너 진짜 매력있다.
He actually did a good job, even with him cutting in.
너무 못했어? 잘했겠어? 밥이나 먹자.
It wasn't that bad. I don't know why he thought he really wasn't that bad.
안 돼. 안 된다고 했다. 제발.
너무 귀여운데?
뭔 제발이 안 돼. 화면빨도 너무 잘 받아.
지우는 제 배우를.
Oh, that's why we get this at the opening. Oh, this is nice to see. This is how we get it. This makes it even sweeter, these memories. Oh, they both look so good on camera. Good looking people. Again, they're interlacing it with these happier times, these sweet times with him concerned. And notice how it goes from bright to dark.
유아 많이 먹어.
That was really nice. It went from the concern he had to their good time, him remembering the good times, to this bad time, to then the light and the darkness and the light.
네, 성윤 씨.
네, 김 기자님.
확인했는데 한지우 씨 루머 퍼트린 글 IP 주소 다 참말 맞네요.
Mm-hmm.
마을 주민들 중에 한 명일 가능성이 높겠네요.
Is it this little girl?
괜히 고소했다가 일 커질 수도 있을 것 같은데.
아니라고요. 어디
Or is it one of the guys? Did Kangsudan do this? Let me go back to that part. I need to see that.
들 중에 한 명일 가능성이 높겠네요.
네. 괜히 고소했다가 일 커질 수도 있을 것 같은데.
아니라고요. 어디 강서
Yeah, okay. Just reading it as well up there. Yeah. What I mean about always, he was always leaving all by himself. This is what happens with lies, and unfortunately, people believe what they read because it's easier to believe someone could be like this than they couldn't, because it makes them fodder for your displeasure, or just so that you can be like, oh, they're just like everyone else. They get angry.
수준 배우가 그럴 사람입니까? 저희도 곧 인터뷰를 아니 그니까 입장 발표를 할 거예요. 지금은 시간이 늦었잖아요. 우리 뭐 밤도
Yeah, but you're not resting either, and this is gonna play havoc on your own personal life that seems to have issues.
집에 가도 된다니까. 얼른 가. 빨리 가. 괜찮아.
He doesn't want to, he's concerned.
대표님, 이런 와중에
Oh, he hasn't said it yet. I've already said it in the
할 말이
car.
있었어요.
뭐야? 또 뭔 일 있어? 뭔데?
내일까지 꼭 말을 해야 돼서요.
Are you quitting?
저 사실 아이돌
Ah,
제의
so he
받았어요.
is leaving.
2달 전에.
I mean, it's a big thing to be an idol. Like, that is something that is huge over there.
도시 성 가진 사람 우리 마을에 없는데?
아니면 이 CH를 하나로 해서 도춘?
근데 어르신들이 인터넷을 했을 것 같진 않은데.
Wanna bet?
DCH 다참 잘 된대. 내 아이디도 DCH 8
Is she giving herself away here?
뭐 비슷한 아이디가 한두 개가.
Is she more to say it was me who spread the rumor?
28은 뭘까?
입학년도 알까?
Okay.
연도.
Is that your year?
그럼 이 신컨 갓컨은 뭘까? 유아야, 너 반에 친구들 몇 명 없다 했지?
Right, yeah.
우리 5명. 근데 내 친구들은
Wanna bet?
별로 없다.
그래도 한번 단서를 알려주긴 하자. 혹시 모르니까. 다 참초 직원이나 관련된 사람일 수 있잖아, 그치?
Connect. At least they're trying to figure everything out. Let him be an idol.
그래. 좀 잘생기고 그 아이돌 같이 생긴.
He does look like an idol.
근데 원래 하고 싶어.
Well, clearly, if he got the offer 2 months ago, he's wanted to do it.
사실 좀 관심이 있었어요.
클럽을 그렇게 가더니.
그랬구나.
Have that freedom before you get into the system.
형 생일 때도 춤을 잘 추더니 이 선이 다르더니.
Been practicing.
그랬구나.
Your dad's I like how he did that.
그래. 그랬다.
So he's been training, but not telling them.
아니야. 네가 죄송할 게 뭐 있어?
Mm.
괜찮아. 괜찮지 그럼. 그냥 좀 섭섭해. 이런 중대한 일을.
And you didn't discuss it with them, yeah? Aren't you supposed to be friends?
죄송합니다. 됐어. 됐고. 신경 못 써줘서 내가 미안하지.
Yeah. He's doing a good job here of talking to him and not making him feel bad.
안녕하세요.
저 다름이 아니라 지우 사건 때문에 연락드렸는데요. 극단적으로 하기보단 언론 쪽에 아는 분이 있다고 하시니까.
You're right.
가콘이 뭐고?
그러니까 심컨 갓컨이.
근데 신컨가컨 있잖아요.
Mm.
게임할 때 쓰는 말인데.
Oh, really?
컨트롤 가세 컨트롤.
Little.
아,
Who's it?
놀라라 뭔데.
강소준.
Because they're talking about games, and I feel like that's a big clue that we should know about. The fact that he's so concerned for him, this speaks volumes on his actual feelings. He's just having food. Look, he was so concerned and he's just up the mountain, eating, trying to be close to him. Yeah. Like he ran up the hill, he was looking for you,
한주.
probably very faint. Yeah, look, he's out cold.
한주. 무슨
He got sick with worry.
장난친. 너 핸드폰 없는데?
Ah, he must have fallen out of his pocket without him realizing.
나 괜찮아. 다른 사람들한테나 전화해.
Let them know
사라진
you're
줄 알고
okay.
다들 걱정하고 있어 지금. 이미 신고했을 수도 있고.
I like how they're not calling the police, they're investigating who started these. They went to the house with 3 of them.
다른 게 아니고 그거 기자 얘기해 주려고. 방해 많이 든 건 아니지?
The way
이미 알고 있었구나.
their relationship is just so weird to me.
혹시 그 다음 주에 시간이 안 되지?
I guess maybe they didn't have time to put the actor in it that much.
바쁜데 내가 자꾸 묻네.
Did you carry on eating but not give Q any, even though he collapsed?
넌 뭐 한다고 여기까지 왔냐?
Because he loves you. He was concerned.
미안한데 가졌으면 좋겠는데 혼자 있고 싶어.
I mean, it didn't end on a good note with these two, did it? It was kind of painful. Stand up for yourself and say you're not going anywhere.
나 반지랑 목걸이 안 버렸어. 못 버렸어.
Kept it.
안 버리고 묻어뒀어 저쪽에.
That's a very important thing. Knowing that you didn't just throw it away.
난 버렸는데 이미.
No, you didn't, you liar.
끝났잖아 우리. 뭐 이제 와서
No, you're not.
다 깨달았다. 뭐 다시 받아달라 뭐 그런 거 아니지? 설마.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know you're protecting yourself.
네가 왔다고 내가 바로 다 받아주고 뭐 그럴 거라고 착각하는.
You would take him back in a heartbeat. And you knew you would.
것도 끝이 있어. 그 원래 최선을 다한 사람은 미련이 안 남는 법이거든.
That's not true. That's not true. Plus, he's trying to protect himself.
가 그럼. 내 휴식 방해하지 말고.
They've switched roles now.
미안.
I've never been a fan of people doing this to hurt someone else's feelings to protect themselves, because you will regret what you did later on. There's a way to have a discussion without needing to be cruel, and they've both done it to one another. How much did they... Because they went to that person's house.
몇 시인데?
Is it a weekend?
오늘 토요일 맞지?
맞다, 걱정 마라.
시끄러.
Yeah, that little girl would have been up straight away.
아니 근데 한주한테 범인 잡았다고 알려야 되는 거 아이가?
Should probably have told him when you first caught him. The culprit. Or she. They never actually stated who it was.
뭐고?
Where has he gone? Oh. Okay.
휴식 시간.
He wants to get back together.
지우야 들어와서 기다리란. 대체 어디 있었어?
So he's told him he was outside and he was going to stay outside. The comic relief moment.
기사를 봤니?
봤어. 무시하면 돼.
You can't ignore it.
한두 번
It's
더.
really bad for you.
나 피곤한 거 안 보여? 빨리 가. 나중에 얘기해. 가만히 있지 말라며. 사실이 아닌데 왜 가만히 있는데 넌?
Because he's tired.
미안한데 난 사실이야.
It's not true. I'm not saying he was the easiest to be on set with,
인터뷰하자.
but that's not true.
강서준 인터뷰하자.
싫다고. 둘 다 당장 나가 내 집에서.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
나가.
I mean, technically not,
진심으로 하는
because I'm here.
뭐 애기가 되기로 했어 이제? 어? 애 그 누구야 그 유하. 걔도 형처럼은 안 하겠다. 어?
I like how I did. What's her name?
너 그건 아냐? 백호민. 그 자식은 됐다 됐어. 난 간다.
He didn't even tell him about him leaving to become an idol.
넌
He's not going anywhere. Yeah.
일단 있을게.
세상이 말세야 말세. 경상도에서 서울까지 왔다 갔다.
Yeah, I mean, he has done a lot.
이게 왜 개고생이야 다들. 어휴.
I mean, he has, honestly, for his job to try and sort out the mess that's been going on in Sochun's life, like, he has had to really talk to many people and say, no, this is not true. I like that we've seen his job as well. And he never left. Look at him. But it's got to be more than a simple, my break is over, because it was a year. It's not how it works. You two really need to discuss. Maybe you need to shower. I really like this shot. It just was like an everyday life kitchen. It's a nice kitchen as well. What is the average size of a house in Korea? Or an apartment, maybe? I guess it being in Seoul, it would be quite expensive. Hey, idol.
안녕하세요, 대표님.
타. 오디션은 잘 봤어?
Yeah, how did it go?
네,
So you got it.
여기 사니까 느낌이 좀 이상하네요, 대표님.
이제
왜?
그 뒤에 타고 다닐 건데 뭐가?
I was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna be driven around soon.
거기 조수석 서랍 열어봐.
He's trying to be nice here.
그 하얀 거.
이거요?
Mm-hmm.
퇴직금은 별개고 앞으로 돈 벌기 힘들 텐데 그거라도 챙겨.
Oh, see, that's actually something really nice.
놀지 말고 임마.
대표님,
우리 수평적으로 가자. 잭이라고 불러. 나
Oh,
이름이 잭이.
your English name, okay. Jack.
그동안 신경 못 써줘서 미안하다.
It is true, he was always in the background.
야, 너 정도면 진짜 잘한 거야. 그 전에 있던 서준이 형 매니저는 그냥 3시간 40분 만에 집에 갔어.
Oh, you lasted a long time.
가자. 맛있는 밥 먹자.
I mean, he's living his dreams, he's becoming an idol, something he wants to do. You've got to really, like, yeah, Hongmin, you've got to really feel proud for him that he's achieving what he wants to. He's gone for it and he seems to be succeeding. Don't let things hold you back. Go for it. Oh, your man hasn't left. I thought you got rid of it. Told you he hadn't left.
미안. 열릴 줄 몰랐는데
Yes, you did.
냄새나는 것 같아서 좀 씻고 왔어. 이거는 밥 안 먹었으니까 밥 해주려고.
네가 뭔데?
Person who cares for you, but has not shown the best way to do it. Oh, back to the handheld camera. Oh, look at the storm, the picture of the storm,
나는
the clouds, for right now.
그 멀리까지 갔는데도 인터넷에 네 이름 세 글자만 치면 바로 네 소식을 알아.
That's true. So he always knew what you were up to. He was always looking for you.
보여서 도망쳤는데도 결국은 똑같았어.
You can't escape.
나 이제 그만 도망칠래.
It's a bit more than that. It's so much more than that.
나는
This is the most emotion we're getting out of him.
네가 이렇게 계속 밀어내면 나는
Yeah, eventually
너처럼 그냥 계속 못 가. 거기로
you keep pushing away. Yeah, eventually he's pushing away will win out.
뭐야? 협박이야? 아니. 부탁이야.
I think he also needs to follow this advice
나
as
좀
well.
안아주라.
Oh yeah, there we go. Look, this is when he first came here. Like when he came back, he looks really suspicious here. Like he's up to no good. Oh, it's to show him what. Why does he look so suspicious? Wait, did he pick it back up and he's always had it all along? Oh no, he was burying it, okay. So he would always find it. Ah, that's how he knows where it is. I really liked this episode. A lot went on. We had the flashbacks of their time together, but this time they were all good memories. And they've started to shift that as it went along to show the resolution that's now supposed to happen. This is the resolution part. We're seeing Chiu understand that it's not even about escaping, it's something that he's always wanted is there, and he's realizing he can't run. He can't escape because maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's happy more than he realizes. They've had their moments to discuss, and I feel like they switched around the characters were kind of like, you know, their attitude. Kang Sejun was very much biting, and I'm going to hurt you for hurting me. He was protecting himself. There's something in a relationship I don't like when people do that. I'm not saying that all the time you have to be like, oh, we have to talk about our feelings every second of the moment. But that kind of biting cruelness, I completely understand because what I do. And I understand it's a protective mechanism, but in the end, you're allowing this nastiness to fester, or this idea and the last memories of someone to be like that. There's so much going on. Chiyu looking for him. When he came out of the house, almost like he was delirious. Him collapsing because he was so afraid that something had happened to Sojin. That really shows how much we've been privy now to seeing his progress and his feelings and him coming to terms with things. And then the whole finding out who the culprit is. So it was someone from the village. They haven't expressed technically who it is. They showed the little boy, but it could have been someone within the house. So we've had that Holman, Pak Holman, being an idol. Yeah, go for it. If it's your dream and it's a very hard thing to achieve, but what a lot of people, it seems, in South Korea want to achieve, and go for it. Try it. At least try it. Don't give up on the dream. And then nice little moments with them being back at their apartment, trying to discuss things, and Gio saying "hug me." That's a very important thing. He doesn't talk like that. He's not like that. Again, he doesn't like that usually, but I think he's trying to adapt to his surroundings to show Kang Seo-jun, I care for you and I want to be here. There's a way, and they can talk about things. They've spoken about issues. They can talk about it. The whole "I've stopped running away" thing, they do need to discuss that. It's like, you don't get to come back after a year. We need to talk about stuff, but also it's just so much went on because, those interviews being done for the tabloids, all of this, the fact that that director has the gall, the gumption, and the nerve to do things like that is not out of the remit of just the industry, but it's to save face. The problem with doing that is, what about the first assistant director? She could come out and say these are all lies, but for Kang Seo-jun to say, "Oh, let it be true," it feels like he had given up in that moment. But the problem with all of that is the repercussions. You think it won't, but I imagine stories like that, they don't die down that easily. I think over here they would, and you'd be able to work again, but I don't know what it's like in South Korea. I mean, technically, he was a bit hard to work with, so there wasn't substance abuse, there wasn't anything like that. But yeah, I really like what they did with this episode. They really put you in a tailspin of where things were going. Now is the full resolution, because we've had some characters' story arcs end. Now, I need to know who the actual culprit was, why they did what they did, but also seeing our two main leads come together and have just a little bit of happiness. Plus that epilogue. So now technically, with the epilogue, it's a bit strange because for me the epilogue felt like we were looking at, because it was an epilogue, that we were looking at the past, their future. Sorry. So this was the past, but then he was on the mountain in the epilogue. So it's leading up and having him tie the scarf, the bandana, to the tree so he remembers where it is. I love seeing these memories. So it's really nice to see like the opening credits sequence being the last episode, this episode, I should say. And you're like, oh, that's how it all came about. It's so nice, these little moments. You're like, oh, this is why they did this. This is why they interacted like this. This is what happens here. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the last episode.